It began with a scream, a sound that tore across worlds. A roar not of anger, but of desperation. And from beyond the walls of time, the Titans walked again. But this time something had changed. The sky above them was not their own. The sun burned brighter, warmer. And from that same sky descended Superman. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel to explore epic battles where legends from different worlds collide in ways no one ever imagined. The world Eren Yeager had once known was gone. The rumbling had ended everything: walls, nations, people. He had become what he swore to fight, a god drowning in guilt and purpose. And when he opened his eyes again, he found himself standing in a new land, beneath the golden sun of another universe. Around him stretched vast cities of glass and steel. Giants walked no more, but in their place, heroes soared through the skies. Eren could feel it immediately. The people here lived freely, without fear of walls, without titans. "Is this the world beyond?" he whispered. But freedom has a price, and someone was watching him. From above, a red and blue streak cut through the air, landing before Eren with the force of a small quake. Superman stood tall, eyes glowing faintly blue, his cape rippling in the wind. He looked at the boy before him, ragged, scarred, his expression cold and empty. "You're not from this world," Superman said softly. Eren didn't answer. He didn't have to. Superman could hear it, the faint echo of 1,000 voices within him. Titan voices. The air grew tense. Superman extended his hand. "Whoever you are, I don't want to hurt you. But you shouldn't be here." Eren looked past him at the people in the distance, laughing, smiling, living lives he never got to have. "Your people, they don't live behind walls," Eren said quietly. Superman nodded. "They don't need to." Eren's eyes darkened. "Then you've already taken what I fought for." Before Superman could respond, the ground shook. Lightning split the air, and from Eren's spine erupted a blinding surge of light. The transformation began. In seconds, the attack titan towered above the skyline. 15 meters of muscle, rage, and history. Superman's expression hardened. He'd fought monsters before, but this one wasn't just a monster, it was tragic. The titan roared, and the shockwave shattered glass across the city. Superman rocketed forward, his fist slamming into Eren's jaw with sonic force. The titan staggered back but didn't fall. Superman flew around, striking from every angle. To him, this was containment, not destruction. He didn't want to kill. He wanted to understand. But Eren was beyond reason. He swung, his fist crashing into Superman midair, sending him through a skyscraper. The people below screamed, and for the first time in decades, Metropolis trembled. Superman emerged from the rubble, his cape torn. He looked up, fury in his eyes. "You brought your war here," he said. Eren's titan looked down, his voice echoing in Superman's mind. "Your peace was built on luck. Ours was built on blood." Then came the next surge of lightning. Eren's form began to twist, bones expanding, flesh crawling into something far more monstrous. It was no longer just the attack titan. It was the founding titan reborn in a new world. A creature large enough to cast a shadow over Metropolis itself. Hundreds of skeletal ribs unfurled like wings. A god from another hell. Superman clenched his fists. If he didn't stop this now, millions would die. He took off at full speed, crashing into Eren's chest like a meteor. Bones shattered. The titan screamed, its sound shaking the heavens. Eren's voice, hollow and distant, whispered through the chaos. "I just wanted freedom." Superman, hovering before him, whispered back, "Then you should have fought to live, not to end." And with that, the two forces collided again, the hope of one world versus the pain of another. And the earth trembled beneath their clash. The city of Metropolis had never witnessed such devastation. Skyscrapers crumbled under the sheer pressure of Eren's titan form. His massive ribs dragged across buildings like blades of bone, while Superman fought with every ounce of control to keep the fight away from civilians. The sky burned red. Dust covered the horizon. This was no longer a battle between two beings. It was the collision of beliefs, of ideals, of worlds. Superman soared upward, energy surging around him. His eyes glowed crimson as he released a blast of heat vision, cutting through layers of Titan flesh. The founding Titan screamed, its voice echoing like thunder over the earth. Eren's consciousness flickered within the beast. Through the chaos, he saw flashes of his old world. Mikasa, Armin, the walls of Shiganshina, and the burning question that haunted him even now. Was it worth it? Superman landed on a collapsing tower, breathing heavily. For the first time in years, he was fighting someone whose power felt infinite. Not because of strength, but because of conviction. He spoke, his voice amplified through the chaos. Eren, you've lost control. Stop this before you destroy everything. The Titan's enormous head turned, and from its hollow eyes, Eren's voice rumbled, low and broken. I destroyed everything once before, and still, the world didn't change. They kept fighting. They kept killing. Freedom was never real. Superman clenched his jaw. Freedom is real. You just gave up before you could find it. Those words struck deep, but Eren's pain was too vast, too heavy to be silenced by hope. His body convulsed, and the founding Titan began to move again, toward the city center. Superman's heart raced. Every second he hesitated, lives were lost. He needed to stop Eren, but he couldn't kill him. That was the one line he would never cross. He flew directly into the Titan's chest, tearing through ribs, flesh, and steam, searching for Eren's true body inside. Each movement was like wading through molten fire. Every heartbeat of the Titan pulsed with memories. Echoes of people crying, soldiers screaming, children begging for freedom. Superman heard it all. He felt it all. And for a moment, he understood the depth of Eren's madness. The boy wasn't evil. He was broken. Inside the steaming core, he finally saw him. Eren, kneeling, eyes lifeless, hair falling over his face. Superman stepped closer. Eren, listen to me. Whatever world you came from, it doesn't have to end here. Eren looked up slowly. There's no end. Just cycles. Walls built again and again. He clenched his fists, trembling. I wanted to break them all. Outside, the Titan's heartbeat thundered. A wave of energy erupted from its body, pushing Superman back violently through layers of steaming flesh. The Titan began to grow beyond comprehension, its bones extending across the skyline, teeth forming towers of their own. Superman shot upward, breaking free from the creature's chest. He hovered above it, his cape torn, his body battered. Then he whispered to himself, if I don't stop him now, there won't be anything left to save. He closed his eyes. Solar energy built up around him like a star reborn. The clouds parted, and then he descended. The impact was catastrophic. A shockwave spread across miles. The air burned white. When the light faded, half the Titan's body had disintegrated, its remains scattered across the ruins of Metropolis. But in the silence that followed, Superman could still sense a heartbeat. Eren was alive. He floated down to the smoking ground, his boots landing in the dust and debris. There, among the ashes, Eren crawled from what was left of the Titan's spine. Superman stood over him, his eyes full of something that wasn't anger, but sorrow. You still have a choice, Superman said. Whatever pain you carry, you can stop this. You can start over. Eren's lips trembled. Start over? He remembered Armin's words, that freedom was not the absence of walls, but the will to rise above them. For a heartbeat, he hesitated. But then, across the horizon, he saw soldiers approaching. Helicopters, tanks, weapons trained on him. And in that instant, the boy who once wanted to be free remembered what came next. Fear, hatred, chains. His voice was almost a whisper. You'll never understand, Superman. And before the Man of Steel could react, Eren bit into his own hand and transformed once again. But this time the light wasn't golden. It was black. Something ancient and monstrous had awakened inside him. A titan beyond titans. A fusion of everyone that came before. Attack, founding, beast, armored, warhammer, colossal. An impossible evolution born from rage and despair. Superman looked up, his jaw tightening. Then I guess I'll have to remind you what hope really means. The final battle was about to begin. A clash not for power, but for the soul of humanity itself. The sky split open like glass. Lightning flashed across the ruins of Metropolis, illuminating the impossible form that now stood above the world. Eren Yeager had become something beyond a titan. A nightmare stitched together from every power he had ever consumed. His bones glowed faintly, black steam rising from his colossal body. A living storm of pain, vengeance, and regret. Superman floated before him, his cape torn to ribbons, his eyes burning with resolve. The two gods faced each other, one born from endless suffering, the other forged by hope. And in that silence between them, the world held its breath. Why do you still fight? Eren's voice thundered, his words shaking the very clouds. Your people, they'll always rebuild their prisons. They'll never learn. Superman didn't flinch. Maybe, he said quietly, but we don't stop trying. That's what makes us human. Eren's skeletal jaw clenched. You fight for people who would hate you tomorrow, who would fear you. You can't save everyone. Superman's answer was simple, steady. I don't need to save everyone. I just need to never stop trying. The Titan roared, a sound like thunder tearing the atmosphere apart. And then, the ground exploded beneath them as Eren struck. The blow was apocalyptic. The shockwave flattened everything for miles. But Superman caught the attack head-on. His muscles locked, his bones vibrating under the force, and with a single motion he pushed back. He drove Eren's arm aside, then launched upward, a blue streak of fury piercing through the storm. He hit the Titan's face with a strike that cracked the sound barrier, then another, and another. Each punch was a promise, to protect, to endure, to never surrender. Eren swung again, but Superman countered with heat vision, burning through tendons and bone. The Titan howled, collapsing backward. Its immense shadow swallowed what was left of the city. Superman hovered above, breathing heavily. This battle wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. He could feel Eren's torment inside that monster. Every scream, every death, every betrayal replayed endlessly in his mind. Superman closed his eyes. He flew directly into the Titan's chest again, determined to reach the boy trapped within. Inside the steaming core, he found Eren once more, barefoot, trembling, his body half covered in Titan markings. Eren looked at him, his voice breaking. I wanted to save them. I wanted to end the hate. But every choice just made it worse. Superman stepped closer. Then stopped running from it. The world doesn't change by destroying it. It changes by believing it can. Eren stared at him for a long moment. Believing? That's not enough. Superman reached out his hand. Maybe not. But it's where every miracle begins. The ground shook again. Outside, the Titan's body convulsed, black energy tearing through its form. The power of a god unraveling. Eren looked at Superman's hand. For the first time, his eyes softened. Not with surrender, but with understanding. He reached forward and grasped it. Instantly, the energy shifted. The Titan's massive body began to collapse, bones crumbling like ash, flesh dissolving into light. The explosion that followed was blinding. It wasn't destruction, it was release. The skies cleared, the earth stilled, and when the dust finally settled, only one figure remained, Superman, standing amid silence. He looked down. There was nothing left of Eren. Only a single feather drifting in the wind. A remnant of a boy who had wanted freedom so badly that he destroyed himself chasing it. Superman caught the feather. He looked toward the sunrise, the golden light spilling over the city's ruins. His voice, quiet but firm, broke the silence. He wanted freedom, but freedom without compassion isn't freedom at all. The people began to emerge from the wreckage. They looked up at him, some in awe, some in fear, some in gratitude. Superman didn't speak again. He just rose slowly into the sky, carrying the weight of what had happened, and the memory of the boy who thought destruction could save the world. As he disappeared into the sunlight, his words echoed across time and space. No matter the world, no matter the walls, hope always finds a way. And somewhere, beyond universes, a faint voice whispered back, "Thank you, Superman." The wind carried it away, leaving only the sound of peace, and a world ready to rebuild once more.